Howdy. This is my recovery, part 30. Today is the 21st of July. Again, I am without pain, so just bring you an update a bit about that. One of the things that's very easy to do is to forget that you only allowed 10 pounds of pressure on your breastplate. So what does that mean? Well, you're sitting on the crapper and you're done and you get up. What's an easy thing to do? Push off on your thighs. Guess what? That's usually more than 10 pounds of pressure on your breastplate. You see something on the ground, something small, business card, 3x5 card, a penny, you bend over to pick it up. It's very easy to stick your forearm on your thigh or your hand on your knee, and guess what? You're putting more than 10 pounds of pressure on your breastplate. Things to avoid. There's something on the bottom of your foot and you want to maintain your balance. It's all right to touch the wall, a chair, table, whatever object to maintain your balance. But if you're leaning on that, whether it be the wall, chair, table, or some other object, guess what? You're putting more than 10 pounds of pressure on your breastplate. So you have to be careful about what you're doing. You have to think about it. Another example would be just use a gallon of milk, which weighs less than 10 pounds. But if you keep it within a foot of your body, that's fine. Now then, if you remember your 7th grade science, what happens when you put that 10-pound weight out extended at your arm's length? Well, you just increase that weight. If typically your arm's 3 feet long, you just tripled the weight. So now instead of having something 5 to 10 pounds, it's 15 to 30 pounds because it's stretched out at an arm's length. Again, more than 10 pounds of pressure on your breastplate. So you have to be thinking about what you're doing, constantly thinking, making sure you don't put more than 10 pounds of pressure on your breastplate. And this continues until they release you. Basically saying you get to go back doing what you were doing before. And that can take minimum of 4 months. So this is something you have to constantly remind yourself of doing, keeping the breastplate less than 10 pounds of pressure on it. Now, one of the other things, about 2 weeks ago, the visiting nurse was checking my neck where I had 2 IVs in, and basically seeing how well it's recovering. And she thought it was less significant than it has been in the past. So I looked in the mirror expecting to see 2 puncture points. Basically because, hey, that's where the IV was. So like a snake bite or a vampire bite in your skin. Well, just the opposite. You have 2 welts there. It looks like a huge mosquito, or 2 of them bit you. There's no itch or anything like that, but you have these 2 welts there. And for those of you who are familiar with the state of Minnesota, that is the state bird, the mosquito. and 2 mosquitoes have been known to fly off with small animals. Now, I lived as a youngster in Minnesota, and they also have 2 seasons, winter and road repair. Now, what you're looking at here is a cup, a measuring cup. This is still what I use to drink. Instead of a glass, I use a measuring cup. And the reason for that is basically you see 2 straws in there. What you want to use is something similar to the black straw, very thin in diameter. Because what this does, it forces you to suck up the water. Or you might have tea, whatever it is in the cup. Because I measure in about, you won't make sure you don't overhydrate yourself, but you also, because I'm still trying to lose water in my leg or fluids in my leg where the surgeon removed my vein, so I keep it to 8 cups a day, about 2 hours spaced apart, and I use the straw, the black straw or something similar, to suck up the water. The narrower the straw, the more effort you have to use to suck up the water. This is reminiscent of earlier videos where I showed basically using a spirometer. Again, sucking up to get to about 2,000 or more milliliters of volume for your lungs. So you want to use the smaller straw to suck up so you have more effort. Because I'm basically an overachiever. I've mentioned that before. And if I had a glass, I would just chug it down. I've been gifted to be able to out-chug most people. And this served me well in college and also in the military. Typically, you'd go out, be drinking, and who pays the tab? Well, we'd have a chugging contest. And whoever came in last, they paid the tab. I have yet to pay a tab because, again, I am able to out-chug most people. So you want to keep that, using that suction, sucking up as much as possible, putting as much effort in to get the fluid out of the cup. So a narrow diameter straw as opposed to a bigger one. If you had a fat straw, that'd be similar to me chugging. It'd be real easy to get that fluid out of there. The idea is to, again, expand your lungs, try to get as much volume, air in there as you're sucking the water up. So we'll keep you up to date on what's happening on a regular basis. End of line.